What's good, guys? Your boy Aaron's here. Today we're talking about shadowboxing. And I had a coach tell me once that you can't learn how to box without shadowboxing, and you can't shadowbox without a mirror. Because what shadowboxing is watching your shadow. But you're like, I feel awkward, what do I do? Well, today in this lesson, I'm gonna give you 5 things that you need to look for when you shadowbox in a mirror. First thing you wanna check is your stance. So I'm an orthodox fighter, so my left foot's forward. Now when I'm looking at my stance, first thing I think about is back foot 90-degree angle, pigeon toe in on the ball of the back foot. I'm not flat-footed, that's my spring, that's my most athletic stance. Front foot's on a 45-degree angle. Now, common mistake is you're standing too sideways. You can't throw a right hand from here because you're too off balance. Also, I see people too square, you're too open. So we need to find that straight line down the middle. It hits my toes on the front foot and my heel on the back foot. From here, once I see my feet are perfect and I see that straight line down the middle, I think about my elbows being on my body and my hands being right in front of my face. You have your lead hand here and you have your rear hand here. These are your 2 lines of defenses. You want your hands open, loose, and relaxed. So quick review, find the line with your feet. Elbows are in, perpendicular to the floor. Rear hand is right below my rear eye. Lead hand's a little bit further out. That's a long range stance. The closer you get to your opponent, the closer your hands come to your face. That's a close range stance. Long range, close range. So once you get that down, we go into the second part, which is straight punches. Let's start with the jab. When you throw the jab, you need to find full extension. How far do you have to be to land it? The power comes from pushing off your back leg and shifting your weight forward. So the first thing you want to think about when you're throwing that jab is, am I extending my punch? Am I transferring the weight? From there, you want every punch to land in the same spot in the mirror as if you're hitting yourself in the chin. The punch is not over here. You see this a lot. Newbies are throwing over here. When you shadow box, you're fighting yourself. Every punch lands in the same spot. The same goes for the cross. Whenever I coach myself in the mirror, I'm thinking from the feet up. So the first thing I'm thinking about is pivoting. Are my toes and heel facing the same direction as the punch? Then I start to move up. Am I shifting weight? The power comes from the legs. How much weight can you transfer from back to front determines how much power is in that cross. Then I'm thinking extension. Turn the shoulders and reach for it. You need to know exactly how far you have to be to land that punch. A master boxer knows exactly how much he has to twist and pivot without leaning over that lead knee to land the cross. So those are a couple tips for the 1s and 2s. Let's go into hooks. The hardest punch for people to learn. When you work hooks, let's start with the lead hook. Start with 70% of your weight on the lead leg. Now when I throw the hook, we're gonna start with the legs. How much weight can you shift from front to back determines how much power is in the hook. The arm's just a lever. The arm's just along for the ride. So when I hold it, the back foot is flat, I'm pivoting on that lead foot, and I should almost be able to lift this lead leg to show me that all my weight's on the back leg. So when I do that, I hold it, and I check my stance. Is the weight back? If it's forward, there's no power in the hook. How much weight can you shift from front to back? The second thing I want to point out about the hook is the punch doesn't land over here, right? It lands in the center. But a lot of times, people don't know how to find enough room to generate power in the hook. So when you throw the hook, I need to give myself about a foot of space in order to find enough room to generate power. So it almost comes out like a jab out here. And then I pop my elbow up. I got 1 foot of room from here to my target to generate power as I shift back. So you need to find that angle when you throw the hook without scooping your hand, because that's a telegraph, and without landing the hook over here, because we're not fighting ourselves now. You bring it out a foot away from your face and you stop in the chin as you transfer that weight back. 4th tip, when you throw uppercuts, you have to get in position by bending your knees and using your quads to lift. The power in uppercuts is in your quads and glutes and your legs. So when I throw the lead uppercut, I'm gonna slip forward to get in position. I'm using my quad to lift up as I rotate my shoulders back. You see that? It's not so much here, it's more get low, lift up. Now similar to the hook, I need about a foot of room to generate power. So if you notice from this position, my hand's gonna come down right above my belt line. Now I have 1 foot of space to generate power as I lift up. Common mistake, when you slip forward to get in position, this hand's dropping prematurely, you're wide open. So break it down into 2 moves. You slip to get in position. Now I'm close range, my hands are high. Now I'm gonna drop this hand as I lift, not before. That's a tip on the lead uppercut. On the rear uppercut, same thing. Bend your knees, lift up, find that 1 foot of space to generate power, and then pull the hand straight back to your face on a straight line. Last but not least, let's talk about footwork. So I back up from the mirror a little bit. Anytime 1 foot moves, the other foot comes with it. Common mistake, you throw the jab, you're here. Now you can't throw anything else because your feet are so wide. So anytime the lead foot moves, the back foot comes with it. And I'm using the mirror to maintain that perfect stance in that perfect line. You see, when I move, I can't get like this because now I can't throw a right hand. And when I move, I don't get like this because now I'm too open. I have to maintain that line. So you start to do it with punches, just a jab. I push off the back leg. Anytime my lead foot moves, my back foot comes with it. Same thing when you move backwards. Learning how to move with your feet shoulder width. If I throw a 1-2, it's jab, cross. As the foot hits, the punch hits. I start by the feet. Am I moving my feet together? Am I pivoting on that back foot? Can I rotate my shoulders more? Can I reach for it more? These are the things that we need to think about when we shadow box. I'm gonna give you a bonus tip for my advanced guys. When you shadow box, I want you to practice keeping one hand open and one hand closed, conserving energy. The reason why we do this is because when we keep our hand open, we're not tense the whole time, we're not gonna get exhausted. On defense, you're loose. You're only tense upon impact. But to keep one hand open and one hand closed is like doing this. It's very hard. So you go slow. 1, 2, jab, cross, and then you can start to go a little bit faster with different punches, and then start to see if you can keep one hand open and one hand closed. As you go through the checklist, you start from the feet, you work your way all the way up the kinetic chain, and the arm is just along for the ride. 5 tips to shadow box. This never gets old. Andre Ward, world champion, undefeated world champion, sits in the mirror, and he goes slow as he shadow boxes. Refining technique. If you're interested in refining your technique, make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out at FightCamp. Download our app. Best online boxing and kickboxing content in the world. My name is Aaron Swenson. Thank you for training with me. Os.